I graduated with a Bachelor of Music this month, and I have some regrets. I wish that someone sat me down and told me what really matters at music school, because I went in completely blind. And over the course of my 3-year degree, I came to learn the 6 things that really matter when studying music, and I want to share them with you so that you can make the most out of your time at music school. Let's get into it. Number 1, this is the time to establish a lifestyle as a musician. I really think that when you go to study music, you have this opportunity to really embody what it means to be a musician and really discover what that means for yourself. This is where you can really establish a very strong foundation for a future and a life as a musician. In my view, it's not so much about learning and practicing music, but rather it's more about learning how to learn music and practicing how to practice music. Music is a lifelong endeavor. It's a path of mastery, and it's foolish to think that you can just go to music school and study for 3 years and come out as some kind of music master. It doesn't work like that. It takes a very long time to establish mastery and proficiency in music. And so I think the best approach is to go into music school with an open mind and really figure out how to learn music effectively. Equip yourself with the tools and the weapons that you're going to need on your journey of being a musician. Also, you want to use this time to create a vision for yourself. Like, where are you heading? What do you want to achieve as a musician? What path are you walking as a musician? Because there's so many different pathways that you can walk in the world of music. Which pathway are you taking? If you can answer these things early on, especially in your first year of studying music, then you can really make the most of your time at music school, because you'll know exactly what classes to take. You'll know exactly what lecturers to engage with and to learn from. And so you want to get clear on exactly the direction that you want to head in as a musician. Number 2, practice your instrument diligently. I wish I practiced more. I'm out in the real world now, and the real world has more things that's coming to take your time. When you're at university, you have the space and the time, depending on how busy you are as a student, you generally have the space and the time to practice your instrument and to really dig in and study your instrument. Now, I'm not going to tell you how many hours you should be practicing for, nor am I going to tell you the most effective practice method, because I think practicing is different for everybody, and you really want to find out what's most effective for you, right? You want to exactly what I was saying earlier, you want to learn how you learn best. So I'm not going to tell you how to practice, but what I will tell you and what I will encourage you to do is to practice every single day. That might be 1 hour, that might be 6 hours, that might be just 30 minutes. It doesn't matter how much time you put in. What matters is that you show up every single day and you don't break the chain. Number 3, make the most of the resources that you have available to you. When you're paying to study music at university, you're paying a lot of money. You're probably going to go in a lot of debt. I have a lot of debt. And so you want to get your money's worth. And what does that mean to get your money's worth? That means making the most of the resources. We had practice spaces, we had tech and gear, we had, band rehearsal rooms, we had instruments, we had, recording studios. There were other students and lecturers and mentors as well. So understand that what you're paying for is access to these resources. So you don't want to squander that access while you have it. Study the materials that are available to you. Use the practice spaces. Use the instruments. Jam with the other students while they are around you. Get to know your lecturers. This is a huge one, okay? Really engage with your lecturers, teachers, and mentors, because these people, they are musicians as well, and they are there at the university to teach you and to pass on their knowledge and their wisdom. Their course and their class is only a little nugget of the gold hoard that is their mind and that is their knowledge and wisdom. And so you really want to find those mentors and learn from them. And this is actually one of my big regrets. I did not make the most of the wisdom and the knowledge of the mentors and the teachers that were around me. I could have learned so much more if I actually engaged with them, if I actually asked them good questions. That is how you're really going to learn some valuable lessons at music school. Number 4, find your core collaborations. The single most valuable thing that I gained at music school was the friends and the collaborations. It took me most of the first year to realize that actually the magic of studying music was actually in my fellow students. You know, it wasn't until we started to really get together and jam music together and start to just play music and write music together, that's when the magic started happening. The collaborations were forming, we were writing music, and we were really starting to actually apply the things that we were learning in the other classes. That's when our progress as musicians skyrocketed. And I'll tell you what, we were all very awkward and shy for most of the first year, and it actually took one guy to step forward and actually rally us together. And Hamish, I know you're watching this, you're a legend. Thank you for doing that. After that moment, we started to jam around, and we started to find these different groups, and some things didn't work out, but the things that stuck, we really built on those over the next 2 years, and we really wrote a lot of music and produced a lot of music, and I'm still a part of those collaborations today. Even if you don't stick around with these musicians after university, I think it's still super valuable to jam with other musicians and to really get that hands-on experience, making and playing music with other real people, because that's music, man. That's where it is. It's jamming with other people. I actually made a whole video about this called Find Your Music Tribe and Thrive. I'll link it below so you can check that out if you want to see more on that topic. Number 5, build your creative skill stack. How does this look for a musician? This means having skills on your instrument, so you can play your instrument really well. It also means having songwriting skills. You know how to write a good song. It means having compositional skills. You know music theory, and you can compose music. It means having basic recording skills. You know how to use a microphone, and you know how to use a DAW software, and you know basic production, and you can make video content, right? And you can jam with other musicians. These are all different skills that you can stack on top of each other. And this is actually called being a generalist, right? So the alternative to this is being a specialist, where you choose one particular skill. Maybe you play the guitar really, really well, and you could go to music school and just do that and really hyperfixate on how to be the best guitar player in the world. You could definitely do that, but I really think that actually if you diversify and gain a lot of different experience and skills, you will be more valuable at the end of the day. I actually still hold that being a part of a band and combining musical minds to create something that's greater than the sum of its parts, I think that's still a much more effective approach to being a musician in today's world. However, I still think it's super valuable to build a creative skill stack as a solo musician. If you can compose music and produce music and do this and that, if you have these skills, you are going to have more value to provide to whatever position or group or collaboration you find yourself in the future. And if you don't have your collaborations or your band or your group, you can still have a good crack and making it on your own as a musician. Just one more note on the creative skill stack. I think it's really good to just have one key skill, and that's the skill you focus most on, but get the other skills to a decent level of proficiency, and that's where you're gonna have a lot of value. But focus on that one skill, really build that up, because that is what's gonna be at the foundation of this skill stack. Music school is really great for building this skill stack because at the university I went to, there were different papers across composing and songwriting, theory, producing music, performing music. You could take papers across the board and really build your expertise and skills across the board. Now, this final point is probably the single most important point on this list, and it is to go beyond the coursework. I don't think it's enough to just go and attend the classes and then come away with your bachelor's degree and think that you're going to be a successful musician. You need to actually take what you learn and apply it in a practical manner. On the topic of building your skill stack, the only way to really build expertise in those skills is by doing repetitions. You know, you might have an assignment to like write a song, let's say, for a songwriting paper. So you write a song, you submit it, and then you walk away. It's not enough. You should apply that stuff that you learn to write like 10 songs, to write 20 songs. And you know, the course isn't going to require you to write 20 songs. Maybe it will, I don't know. But basically what I'm saying here is that you need to go beyond the coursework and really apply the things that you learn and really get practical and put in the repetitions and produce volume, right? Produce a body of work using the things that you learn throughout your time at music school. Now, what I recommend for this is to actually start posting content online. I honestly think that posting content is like the ultimate way that you can apply the things that you learn in music school, right? So like to make a video around your music, right? You have to practice your instrument so that you know it sounds good, and then you have to rehearse the song or compose the song, and then you have to mix it and master it. And then you have to make video content around that and then put it up online and promote yourself, right? So this is like flexing all of the important muscles for being a musician in today's world. And you're also building something. You're building a personal brand. And these days, you know, whether you like it or not, we live in the internet age. We live in the digital age where an audience is super powerful. A personal brand is very powerful in today's world. And so if you start building this during your time at music school, you apply the things that you learn, you get the reps in, and you really build that skill set while building this like portfolio and this body of work, something to show for your time at music school. And then when you finish your degree, you will have something that's there. And maybe you started a YouTube channel and it's already at like 1,000 subscribers, and suddenly you finish your music degree and you're like, wait, this thing's actually kind of popping off. Maybe I could just do this. And then you can build on that, and it could be a great launch pad for starting an online business. Obviously, I recommend this because this is exactly what I did. I've been building the JoshBots channel during my time at music school, and now that I'm finished, finally the channel's starting to gain some legs and it's starting to grow, and that's super exciting. And it's been a way that I was able to apply the things that I was learning at music school. You know, by sharing my music, by chucking it out there, and seeing what happened. So start building an online presence, start building your personal brand, start putting your stuff out there, applying things that you learn in music school. Okay, that is everything for this video. I really hope that you take these things into music school with you and you actually apply them, because this is what really matters. Music school, you know, your lecturers and your teachers, they're gonna be great, sure. But it's all self-directed at the end of the day. It's all up to you. If you want to get the most out of it, you really want to establish a solid foundation as a musician, then this is the time to do it. And it's all on you. And I believe in you. You can definitely do it, because you're watching this. You made it to the end of this video. I don't know how long this video is, but you made it to the end of this video, which means that you really care about your future as a musician. And I believe that you can do it. So let's do it together. Good luck. I wish you the best. Don't forget to vibe and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.